am I doing this? Because everybody else sleep. While they sleep, I'm getting my work in. And I feel like that's gonna set me apart from everybody else, where you gotta put your hours in. I was reading a book, it was called Outliers. So the only way to truly be an expert at something is to have 10,000 hours. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting up early, trying to get my 10,000 hours in, trying to work just so I can be the best. It's like part of my purpose. I was in music camp. I used to go to Allen Temple on 85th International, and I had this weird idea that I could sing. This was before I hit puberty, and brother, voice was high. And I'm just sitting in front of everybody, and I'm singing. And I just see my mom dancing, and she was just smiling so hard. And like after she telling me how good I did, and it was just like the type of thing where she was like, I didn't even know you could sing like that. And I was like, I didn't either. If I look back to why I was getting kicked out of my classes in high school, it would be because I wanted attention. And I really just didn't want to be in the class anyways. Once I got kicked out, if I got kicked out of class, I didn't have to worry about it. So I didn't want to do the work, and I'd rather just be in the office chilling anyways.
You better hurry up. You better get there to class before I do. I got your stuff. Come see me after school.
I met Miss Hancock because I got kicked out of my Spanish class. That's where they sent all the bad kids, and they wanted to go to his class. So the first day I walked in his class, and I seen all my friends in there. I didn't think I was gonna actually have to do work. They was just gonna sit up there, try to tell me about my history. But then once I got into the class,
X-Men takes place in the Civil Rights Movement, right? So you got Professor X, who believes
I really see that he really cared about me.
Everyone is equal. Same ideal as the King.
So it was just something new for me. I just ain't never had that before.
With the African American Male Achievement Program, the first thing is we're focusing emotionally and physically as well. So when combating issues, first thing we got to tell them to do is breathe, because that's the thing that they forget to do the most. And to really just think about what they're going to say. Think about the consequences if they react negatively. Think about the attributes when they think positively.
Mr. Hancock, he just talked to me, was like, this is how life works. Everything not gonna always go your way. This is me right here. This is a picture of me and my mom. My mom had lymphoma cancer, a cancer in her cells. And I remember it was a day I came home, she asked me to go get her some food, and I didn't want to walk there, so I was like, why you can't go? And she was really looking at me in my face. I've never seen my mom cry before. And she was really crying. She was like, she would if she could. She was like, every time she walked, she keep falling, she keep falling on her face. And at that moment, that was when it really hit me. And we was all there, we was there till midnight, and we were all sitting in the waiting room, and we were having a conversation on if we should pull the plug or not. It was new for me. I ain't never really lost nobody before. And it was I didn't think my mama ever was gonna leave me. I wake up around 8, 9, and my sister, that's what she told me. She was like, that my mom had passed. My mom never even got to see me graduate or walk the stage. So it hurt. It's like a feeling where I don't get to see her smile and her to see that I really did it, that she sees how hard I've been trying.
Brother Lamar was just right there. I mean, within the moment he had found out, really kind of took him under his wing, and that's when I began to kind of reach out too, just in the spirit of checking in. But when his mom left, obviously that was a significant life-changing event, and we are all blessed that he had someone like Brother Lamar Hancock to really support him through that very difficult transition.
If you were rolling with me in Student Leadership Council and Brother Jerome, at any moment, listen, you gotta be ready. If I hit you with a bounce pass, you gotta be ready to catch it, square up, and bust that 3.
Growing up here is amazing. I love Oakland. I grew up in a single-parent household. My mom worked hard to make sure that I had a good life. There'll be a whole bunch of times where I think that here in Oakland, I could have just gave up, I could have quit, but she wouldn't allow it to happen.
My sister Kimberly, she had a daughter, and just after my mom died, she took me in her house. And it's like she didn't have to. And that's why I feel like I owe her so much. She paid for me going on these college trips. I kind of think of her like my second mom. Like she would have gave me the world, like whatever I asked for. And that's why I work so hard in school. And I want to get to the point where now I want to take care of her. Like whatever she needs, if I can help her, I'm gonna give it to her. Like her birthday, I took her out to Ruth Chris. Nobody told me how expensive that place was though. Nobody told me. But you know, it was all, I had a good time with her.
Kings, you're giving people permission to think about something on a whole nother scale. You feel me?
I began to see this transformation of this young brother in the spirit of his mom's legacy of beginning to access Brother Mark and that class a little bit differently. Rickey asked me one day, you know, Bobby C, can I participate in Student Leadership Council? And I was like, man, come on in and, you know, and audit SLC and see if this is something you want to be a part of. And as he began to get involved with Student Leadership Council, really I just saw a spirited young man that was really trying to make sense of the world. The way now that he had to navigate the world was very different than most, you know, sophomore, juniors in high schools. And he's been an inspiration to my own self in the spirit of when we face adversity or we're questioning our own ability to do something. I think about Rickey's journey, but he wasn't afraid to ask for what he needed.
We are so proud of you and we so believe in you, but study, master that 20 minutes, you feel me? And then let your light shine and it'll be powerful and we'll complement each other.
Why I think I let Bob and Chris and Mr. Hancock get so close to me was I felt the love. And that's one thing I don't feel a lot when I'm talking to, like when I'm around teachers and things like that. But when I'm talking about Mr. Hancock, it's like it's a shoulder for me to lean on, like, you know, he wouldn't let me give up. No matter how much I wanted to, no matter how much I put my head down, he was always right there, like, nope, I'm not gonna let you. It was no way he was gonna let me not graduate. Like, it was no way. I never thought nobody could care about another person as much.
Workshops are gonna be 20 to 25
They doing this because they want to see black males succeed. And that's just something that hit home to me. And it was like, I was like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do well so I can give back. If I was to give advice to another black male, it would kind of go into one of quotes I read. It said, "Without struggle, there is no progress." So I feel like it's wherever you at now, just take it as a learning experience. You got to do bad to do good because you wouldn't know where to start. So even no matter where you are now, you can always come up from it. Discipline and consistency. You just gotta work hard. You gotta work for anything you want in this world, because ain't nothing gonna be given to you.
Who are you?
I'm a king, and you?
A kingmaker, the AAMA way, live in the Bay.
Welcome to a world, come see what's good.
It's deeper than a class, it's really a brotherhood. Who are you?
I'm a king, and you?
A kingmaker, the AAMA way, live in the Bay.
Welcome to a world, come see what's good.
It's deeper than a class, it's really a brotherhood.